Good morning from a bright and breezy Northumberland. It's a lovely morning. See what the day brings. And I want to start with a quotation from today's Gospel, from St. Matthew's Gospel, chapter 11. Really, the last, just the end of that chapter, verses 29 and 30. It's a familiar passage. Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who labor and are overburdened, and I will give you rest. Shoulder my yoke and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Yes, my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Of course, that marvelous passage can be interpreted in many ways. It can be interpreted spiritually, it can be interpreted mentally and psychologically, and it can be interpreted physically. Because Jesus is saying that here in me, you will find rest and comfort and peace. Today is the 72nd birthday of the National Health Service. I think I've got the number right. You can check up and let me know if I've got it wrong. And it's an important day. Buildings have been lit up in blue. Candles were lit last night, as we did here. And at 5 o'clock there will be a clap for carers, which I hope people will support. I shall ring the church bell for carers at 5 o'clock here in the village where I live, and I hope bells will ring in other places too. Why is all this important? Well, I made a little allusion yesterday in my talk to a man called William Beveridge, who lived down the coast here, just a few miles from where I'm sitting, and was for a few months the MP for Berwick-on-Tweed, the constituency in which I live, and later became Lord Beveridge of Tuggle in Northumberland. He's important because he wrote a report in 1942. It was called the Beveridge Report. And it was about the society we wanted after the war. The report was a fruit of the coalition between the Conservative and Labour parties to prosecute the war and to defeat Nazism. But there were other aims in that government. And the Beveridge Report said that society was disfigured by want, disease, ignorance, squalor, and idleness. Those were the 5 enemies of a society that we needed in order to be positive. Want, disease, ignorance, squalor, idleness. It's the language of more than 70 years ago, but I think we can all see what Beveridge and his companions were saying. And for them, the solution was a welfare state, somewhere where society took some responsibility for its weakest members. And out of that report, at the end of the war, there came what we call our welfare state, with national insurance, and of course the National Health Service, which we celebrate today. Now you're thinking, why is this vicar going on so much about this report? Is he being even more political than normal? Well, I want to read a little quote from the Archbishop of Canterbury, William Temple. This is what he said during the war about the Beveridge Report and its proposals. And I'm just going to try and find it. He said it's the first time that a government report had set out to embody the whole spirit of the Christian ethic in an Act of Parliament. To set out the whole spirit of a Christian ethic in an Act of Parliament. I think that's a very, very profound and powerful statement. And as we've faced so many difficulties in the last months, We have relied upon national insurance, the welfare state, the health service, and the sense that we should all be sharing in helping one another out in a very difficult time. And these are the fruits of that wartime and post-war action in our country that changed the face of the society we lived in. And as William Temple reminds us, these are profoundly Christian endeavours and reflect profound Christian truths. So please applaud the National Health Service tonight. Please cheer for them. But above all, remember the values that we are celebrating and continue to work that those values may be embodied in the society in which we live. May God bless us all in this.